Travel is supposed to be fun, entertaining, relaxing, educational, but it's not supposed to be a raging dumpster fire. But boy, there were some people in 2024, that's what they turned it into. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. And what we're going to do today, we're going to take a look at some of the stories from 2024, some of the just outrageous things that people did. They gave tourists a bad name. When it comes to cruising, we see it all the time. There's always entitlement. There's always demands. There's always people that don't want to follow the rules, don't want to do the right thing, just basically say, hey, I can do whatever I want. It's my vacation. Screw everybody else. But it's not just in cruising. Cruising definitely does not have a monopoly on these types of people. Granted, we've seen some wild stories in cruising. Everything from fist fighting on board cruise ships, to tampering with water bottles inside cabins, to filming yourself with a firearm in your safe. There's been a little bit of everything in cruising. But again, it's not just cruising. So let's take a look at some of the other events that have happened in travel in 2024. Some of the notable stories that I came across out there. There was an article I found that was done by CNN Travel, and it lists some of these particular travel events. Starting with the FAA. They have reported over 2,000 unruly passenger events here in 2024. Now, granted, that's actually a reduced number because it was 5,931 reported events in 2021 right after COVID. So it's actually gone down the last couple of years, but still 2,000 reports of unruly passengers. And that's everything from fistfights over seat reclining etiquette, passengers attacking sleeping passengers and then turning on the flight attendant. In January, a plane bound for Seattle had to turn around because somebody bit a flight attendant. An American Airlines flight bound for Montana had to make an emergency landing in Texas because a passenger started punching a flight attendant. In September, a passenger on Frontier Airlines tried to choke out the flight attendant. A lot of attacks against flight attendants. Twice on American Airlines, somebody tried to open the emergency exit door, one of them resulting in the passenger having to be duct taped to his chair. There was a flight in China that was delayed 4 hours because a passenger truly thought that if he threw coins in the engine, it would be a gesture of good luck. And you wonder why I don't like to fly. There's some examples for you right there. Then there's the stuff that goes on before they even get on the plane, like the weird and just strange things people have tried to sneak through security. How about the man that had 100 live snakes stuffed down his pants? Another guy had 300 tarantulas strapped to his body. Or the story of the individual who had 90 giant African slug snails in his suitcase. They found that one because it started to stink going through airport security. And of course, who doesn't try to smuggle a red panda bear? How about a Canadian woman that got caught with $2.2 million worth of meth? Well, she had disguised that as Christmas presents. Or the woman in Los Angeles who tried to board the plane with 82 fireworks, 3 knives, 2 firearm replicas, a can of pepper spray, all in her carry-on luggage. Yeah, she was going to board a plane with that mess. Now, we've seen a lot of places in Europe protesting tourism over this last year, holding up signs, throwing water on tourists, saying tourists go home. And you always got to ask yourself, why? Are they justified? Are these tourists really doing bad things? Well, how about the video that went viral? We actually talked about this in one of our videos of a woman in Florence performing sexual acts with a statue. How about a British tourist visiting this ancient city of Pompeii? Well, he got caught carving his initials into a 2,000-year-old house. Or tourists who were arrested for defacing shrines and having sex inside shrines in Japan. And you wonder why there's some places that don't like tourists. Then there was the short-lived Portal. Had 2 sculptures, one in New York, one in Dublin. It was a 24/7 video feed between the two portals. And boy, that didn't last long. Why? Because they were flashing each other through the portal, holding up lewd, rude, crude sexual innuendo signs, forced it to be shut down long before it ever had a chance to become anything more. For a cruising story, one of the big ones of the year was the YouTube parents who, at first, everybody believed they had left their children inside the cabin so they could go enjoy dinner. They came back later and said that's not what happened. But you know what? By then, the damage had been done, and there's a lot of people who still believe that they may have left their children in the cabin to go enjoy dinner. That was a big cruise story that went quite viral this year. How about two Nevada guys getting in trouble for damaging ancient rock formations at the Lake Mead recreational area? Or last April, when a man was accused of kicking a bison in Yellowstone National Park. Apparently, though, the bison got a little revenge and went ahead and injured the guy. But how do you get accused of kicking a bison? Who goes to Yellowstone National Park saying, man, today I really want to kick a buffalo? Or how about Mount Everest? Do you know that if you go and climb Mount Everest, you have to collect your poop and take it away with you? But the reason you have to do that is because there's a poop problem on the mountain. Apparently, Mount Everest is covered in human poop. And all of this, it's had effects. It's had effects around the world. It's particularly had effects over in Europe. Barcelona, Spain has ended short-term rentals by foreign tourists, meaning Airbnb. Italy has banned Airbnb self-check-ins. Amsterdam has banned the construction of new hotels. Melbourne has banned the use of electric scooters. Florence has banned tour guides with loudspeakers. Prague has banned bar crawls. And Milan, well, they're thinking about banning the sale of pizza and gelato after midnight. Why? All because of the behavior of some of the tourists out there. So yeah, 2024, it's been a wild kind of year, but it all stems from well, I'm on vacation. I can do whatever I want. I'm entitled. I can do whatever I want wherever I'm at. Screw everybody else. And it does give your regular tourists a very bad name. A lot of people travel. They go, they visit, they behave themselves, they respect where they are in the places they are visiting. But boy, it only takes a handful of total jackasses to really and honestly begin to mess it up for everybody else. We see it in cruising week after week. You see it around the world week after week. And so as we go into 2025, we need to be conscious. We need to be better travelers, better visitors, better guests in the places that we visit if we expect to be able to continue to go there and visit in the future. And again, this won't apply to most of y'all. It's only an itty bitty handful. The question is, will they change their ways and become better tourists? But what do you guys think of the stories of 2024? What was your favorite news story? The one that stuck out to you the most for 2024? And do you have some travel resolutions for 2025? Let me know in the comments below. All right, I hope everyone out there has enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas in 2025.